Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Cycle and Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. My name is Godwin Sunday. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and StarTimes channel 276. You can download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcasts. And now to the news. Rivers State government has called for strengthened collaboration between security agencies, community stakeholders and residents to combat sea piracy, illegal oil bunkering and other forms of criminality in the state. The state's sole administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibok Ete, gave the charge during a town hall security stakeholders meeting held in Opobo town. He was represented by the State Commissioner of Police, Olubenga Adikpoju, emphasized the need for collective efforts to safeguard critical government assets and infrastructure. A civil society organization, the Concerned Citizens Network for Democracy, has issued a 72-hour ultimatum to the governments of Benue and Zamfara states respectively, demanding the immediate recall of all suspended lawmakers or face legal actions aimed at halting statutory federal allocations to both states. In a statement released in Abuja and signed by its General Secretary, Moses Adamu, the group accused the two state houses of assembly of operating in violation of the Nigerian Constitution, alleging that they lack the legal quorum required to function or pass appropriation bills. The group vowed to approach the Federal High Court to compel the Central Bank of Nigeria and the Accountant General of the Federation to suspend monthly allocation disbursements to the state until constitutional order is restored. The former First Lady, Dame Patient Jonathan, says she will not seek a return to Aso Rock Villa, opting instead to campaign alongside Senator Oluremi Tinubu for the 2027 general elections. Jonathan made this statement while receiving an award from Abuja acknowledging Folashade Tinubu's Ojo, the president's daughter and Iyaloja General of Nigeria. The former First Lady, who alongside her supporters spoke on the idea of rotational leadership, emphasized the importance of unity and national progress under what is widely regarded as a turn-by-turn system. In a wider consultation on how to address the wave of defections and the crisis rocking the People's Democratic Party, PDP, governors elected under the platform have invited former governors and other stakeholders of the party to a meeting in Abuja. An insider says the governors have also summoned members of the Board of Trustees and former presiding officers of the National Assembly. PDP leaders would address key issues including the upcoming National Executive Committee meeting and the National Elective Convention at the expanded meeting. Some dissatisfied members of the All Progressive Congress, APC, have staged a protest over what they describe as the imposition of chairmanship candidates in Lagos Mainland Local Government and Yaba Local Council Development Area, LCDA, ahead of the July 12 local government elections in Lagos State. The protest followed the party's chairmanship primary held at its state secretariat on Acme Road, Ikeja, where candidates for most of the 20 local government areas, LGAs, and 37 local government development areas, LCDAs, emerged via consensus and indirect voting. The protesters who gathered along Apapa Road in Abuja-Meta accused the party leaders of attempting to impose unpopular candidates without securing the consent of other aspirants. In the meantime, a forum of the ruling All Progressive Congress, APC, in the North Central Geopolitical Zone has called on Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Sule to align with other party leaders supporting President Bola Tinubu's administration and his potential re-election bid in 2027. Operating under the edges of the North Central APC Forum, the group urged Governor Sule to clearly declare his stance on Tinubu's administration following recent remarks made by the governor regarding the political direction of the defunct Congress for Progress Change. Within the APC, the CPC was one of the parties that emerged to form the APC. Recently, members of the CPC bloc have been courted by an opposition coalition led by former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and ex-Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai. Human rights lawyers and senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, has demanded a probe into what he described as the diversion of a $3.4 billion loan from the International Monetary Fund. Last week, the International Monetary Fund confirmed that Nigeria had fully repaid the $3.5 billion in COVID-19 financial support it received under the Rapid Financial Instrument. Although Nigeria's principal balance stands at zero, scheduled charges, including net charges, basic interest, and administrative fees amount to SDR 125.99 million at the current exchange rate. This translates to approximately 275.28 billion naira. The Chief Justice of Nigeria, Kudirat Kekere Ekun, has endorsed a new book on maritime law, describing it as a timely intervention to strengthen Nigerian judicial processes and economic development, particularly in the area of international trade. Speaking at the presentation in Lagos, she said the publication would serve as a foundational text that would enhance the judiciary capacity to resolve disputes related to trade and shipping efficiently. Authored by Mfon Ekong Usoro, the book titled International Trade and Carriage of Goods by Sea Texts, Cases and Materials is seen as one of that presents a practical approach to interpret legal issues around carriage contracts, cargo liabilities, and dispute resolutions under both local and international frameworks. The chairman of the Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Public Petitions, Senator Neda Imasuen, has urged the federal government to reinforce security in troubled Edo communities. Imasuen, a Labour Party senator representing Edo South Senatorial District in the Red Chamber, said in Benin that this is the only way peace can fully return to the affected communities. Imasuen also stated that the popular interests remain the key driver of his agenda at the National Assembly, and he has worked to ensure that this bill is sponsored and the projects he undertakes are people-oriented. Still on the news, the Pan-African Manufacturers Association, PAMA, has called on African governments to prioritize recycling and circular economy strategies over sweeping bans on single-use plastics, warning that the growing trend of outright prohibition poses a major threat to the continent's fragile manufacturing base. The association noted in a statement that the recent wave of plastic bans across Africa, including Nigeria's phased ban on single-use plastic in federal government offices, may endanger local industries, especially small and medium-scale manufacturers. The group cited Kenya's 2017 ban on plastic bags and Rwanda's earlier restriction as example of poorly planned transitions that led to business closure and job losses. The national chairman of the All Progressive Congress, APC, Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje, has assured Nigerians that the recent influx of defectors, including 3 sitting senators from Kebbi State, will be managed smoothly in line with the party's constitution and established mechanisms. Speaking to journalists after leading the defecting lawmakers to meet President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the presidential villa in Abuja, the APC chairman emphasized that the APC remains a disciplined and structured party capable of absorbing new members without corruption. Kike Lomo completes the report. We sincerely apologize for our inability to bring you that report right now. We promise to bring you that report in our subsequent bulletin. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, has announced the official release of the 2025 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, UTME results. JAMB Registrar Professor Ishak Oloyede disclosed this during the official release of the 2025 UTME results in Abuja. Sharon Ajay presents details.
The examination body revealed that 80 individuals are currently under investigation for examination-related offences, with Anambra State recording the highest number of suspects with 14 in total. The registrar noted that 467 underage candidates scored above the minimum benchmark, while 50 others were found to be involved in the examination fraud. Oloyede stated that the seizure of results was due to suspected examination malpractices.
In all, over 10,000 officials were involved in conducting, monitoring, and managing the exercise. Without any equivocation, this year's exercise will be remembered as the most successful in recent times. 71,705 were absent, and a total of 2,157 candidates' fingerprints were rejected by the machines as invalid. This failure was beyond the acceptable normal margin of failure. We interrogated it because it was abnormal. Subsequent discoveries in this regard indicated that a number of the candidates whose fingers were unrecognized had one question of registration infraction or another to answer.
Sharon Ajay reporting for Global TV News.
Following the signing of concession agreement between the Benue State government, the Benue State government has finalized arrangements with Rax Sodeni Group Limited for the implementation of the Food City project in the state. The project is aimed at promoting food production and processing of agricultural products. Our correspondent Felicity Ndere completes the story.
Barely 1 month ago, the Benue State government entered into a memorandum of understanding with Roxadan Group Limited for the establishment of National Food Security Complex in the state. The signing of concession agreement for the project in Otukpo is coming after due diligence as regards the terms of engagement and consultation with relevant stakeholders.
I have signed a lot of memorandum of understanding MOU since I came on board. Some, they use it only to collect loans and go back. Your case will not be like that in Jesus' name. Yeah. If you do like that, we will sanction you.
We sent your due diligence documentation, your project design documents, your architectural design documents, and all of those, your financial model, to 13 MDAs to provide expert advice on the various components of your project. I'm also happy to inform you that all of those came back positive. We wrote to the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and also received a positive response on your project. Just like the Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture has said, as far as human logic is concerned, we have done what we need to do.
For some of the partnering agencies and parastatals, the implementation of the project will be of immense benefit to the state in the areas of food processing, employment generation, and boosting of internally generated revenue.
What this seeks to do is to create a hub for the Benue people to be able to provide food security, not just for itself, but also for other people across across Nigeria.
The project, according to implementing partners, will be carried out in phase with that of Otukpo being a pilot scheme.
The state has to actually live to our potentials as the food basket of the nation. That's why I said it's divinely orchestrated, because the state has had this name even before we came up with the idea of National Food City Complex. So I can assure you, by the grace of God, our gathering today, in the next 60 days, we shall be talking about the milestone of what we have achieved physically on ground.
The investors are to establish and manage for 25 years, after which they will hand over to the state government as co-partners. Felicity Ndere reporting for Global TV News, Makurdi.
The Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 10, comprising Sokoto, Kebbi and Zamfara State, has charged officials of the Zamfara State Police Command to redouble their efforts in tackling security challenges in the state. The AIG Gwango Grima made the call during his maiden visit to the command headquarters in Gusau, the state capital. Kabil Hassan has details.
The Assistant Inspector General of Police, Geron Girma, arrived at the Zamfara State Police Command headquarters for the first time since assuming office as AIG Zone 10. He was received by senior officers and inspected the quarter guard mounted in his honor before proceeding to the command conference hall. Addressing officers of the command, AIG Geron Girma commended their efforts and sacrifices in maintaining law and orders across the state. He emphasizes the need for renewed commitment and professionalism in confronting the persistent security threat facing Zamfara State.
And so, I didn't come here to bring any tension or to raise any temperature. If anybody's temperature is high, bring it down. If you have BP, it will go down now. Just be your natural self, be calm. Situations will never finish. And you are not experiencing anything new. Others have experienced what you are experiencing. But their level of calmness must have helped them to sort themselves out and finish well.
The State Commissioner of Police, Ibrahim Maikaba, in his remarks, appealed for enhanced operational equipment. He stressed the importance of improved mobility, communication gadgets, and continuous intelligence sharing.
And 20 divisions and 36 police outstations. It is of security importance to let the AIG have an overview of the crime situation in Zamfara State, which among others include cattle rustling, kidnapping and abduction, culpable homicide, armed robbery, and reprisal attacks. These are serious security challenges facing the command. However, the command, in its effort to stem the tide of these security challenges, has improved and sustained its crime-fighting strategies that covered all the 40 local government areas in the state. Challenges of the command. The command is confronted by enormous challenges that affect the existing security arrangement in the state, notable among which are manpower. Daily and periodic transfer of officers out of the command without replacement has greatly depleted the strength of the command, thereby making our crime-fighting strategy and efforts to be very, very ineffective. So I'm pleading with the AIG to help us prevail on at least 4 headquarters to help us and make sure that whenever there are transfers that affect the state command, there should be replacements.
The visit is seen as a memorable booster for officers and men of Zamfara Police Command as the leadership of the force continues to demonstrate its commitment to strengthening internal security and the region. Hassan Kabir reporting for Global TV.
Benue State is widely recognized as the food basket of the nation, thanks to its predominantly farming population and impressive agricultural output. As the planting season progresses, our correspondent Felicity Ndere explores one of the state's cherished traditional dishes, pounded yam. Felicity Ndere has more on this report.
Yam, the primary ingredient for pounded yam, symbolizes abundance and prosperity, making it a key feature of cultural celebrations and ceremonies. For the people of Benue, pounded yam is more than just a meal. It represents cultural heritage, unity, and communal joy. During the farming season, farmers go to great lengths to ensure a successful and bountiful harvest, saying that its importance can never be overemphasized.
I've been farming yam for over 35 years now, so I'm conversant with yam, and that is my main product. Even in my farm, I don't even support it with cassava as other people do. I farm yam separate, and if I like, I farm cassava separate. Because yam, at our community, particularly the tea people, that is our major cash crop. yam. At least you find yam for consumption, you find yam to sell and get money. Farmers, they should not relent in their efforts. Even if we don't have fertilizer, we farm whatever thing we can get as a result of the one we planted, even if it is small. If we cannot sell again, we eat. Because without fertilizer and this necessary herbicides, it's difficult to find yam in a good quantity because our soil have grown bad. So we need fertilizer.
For Reverend Innocent Alike and Teso Adamu, eating pounded yam provide lasting energy for daily activities and bodily functions. It also gives them a sense of belonging to the Tiv Nation, known worldwide for their love of pounded yam.
I eat pounded yam more than a Tiv man because I'm praying to God that God should not allow any sickness that will take away pounded yam in my life. Because if I eat pounded yam, I will sleep well and my body become heavy.
It is eaten by most Nigerians, but especially among the Tiv people of Benue State, Nigeria, because they are the largest producers of yam in Africa. So when you eat pounded yam, it's apart from satisfying your hunger, it gives you strength.
According to nutritionists, pounded yam is an excellent source of carbohydrate that provides long-lasting energy. It also contains vital nutrients, including vitamin C and B6, along with important minerals like potassium.
The people that are diabetic avoid pounded yam.
In Benue State, pounded yam is a symbol of tradition, identity, and unity. Rooted in the state's agricultural success, it reflects the rich cultural heritage and the strong spirit of its people. Felicity Ndere, Global TV News in Makurdi.
Goruba, the down palm, is regarded as the core fruit known in northern Nigeria as an excellent brain super food, even though its origin is from Egypt, but can now be found cultivated and domesticated in Nigeria. Goruba is now used for different purposes ranging from tea to traditional medicine. Our correspondent Idris Jubril takes a look at this fruit as a rich source of sugar, protein and fat. Let's take a look.
In Kano, dum fruit, otherwise known as goruba, is brought from Guru in Yobe State and other states across northern Nigeria.
In Kano, dum fruit, otherwise known as goruba, is brought up from Guru in Yobe State and other states across northern Nigeria. Goruba is actually brought from Guru, Machina and several other local governments in Yobe State, and many people do buy goruba to take care of their health-related problems.
The fruit is a popular component of tea preparation consumed for refreshment, regulation of body weight, and blood glucose.
Dum fruit tea is used to regulate blood pressure, body weight, and body glucose. And at the moment, several people used to come here to either buy the tea or the goruba itself.
For several years, many youth in Kano are involved in the business of dum fruits. They sell it in shops and along major streets in Kano State. They say the trade has been paying off, especially because it's used as traditional medicine, which cure various diseases.
We do sell goruba here, and there are many of us who earn a living through the business. It has helped us to take care of our several problems, which include helping our parents.
Experts say the use of goruba, either consumed as tea or raw fruit, has proven to be beneficial to people with blood-related diseases. From Kano, Idris Jubrin reporting for Global Television News.
Quite a lot of things to learn from the goruba fruit in itself. But let's take you to the foreign scene, where the UK government says it would give itself stronger powers to deport foreign criminals and lift the threshold for skilled workers visa in a bid to bring down immigration levels. The UK Home Office stated that skilled visas will only be granted to people in graduate jobs, while visa for lower skilled roles will only be issued in areas critical to the nation's industrial strategy. They will reportedly be based on stronger evidence of workers' shortages and where employers can commit to increasing domestic skills and recruitment. In sports, the Sunshine Stars' quest to avoid a drop will be put to the test at the Depot Dinner Stadium in Ijebu-Ode when they play host to fellow strugglers, Niger Tornadoes, in a Nigerian Premier League football match day 37 encounter. The coach Abubakar Bala-led side suffered a denning 1-0 defeat away to Shooting Stars in Ibadan. Last time out to leave the Akura-based outfit in 19th position on the log with 41 points and are currently 4 points drift of safety. Assistant manager Akinfolari Bobolola had maintained a defiant stand after the loss against Shooting Stars on Wednesday and expressed determination to battle it out until the end of the season in a bid to preserve the club's top flight status and ensure that the club enjoys some form of victory even as they end the season. And that's it on Global TV News Cycle. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us across all our social media platforms that are showing on your screen using @Global TV NG. You can download the Global TV Nigerian app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcasts. I am Godwin Sunday. Thank you for watching.